Today I'm working on a pair of 1-hour quilt tops for my parents, and I built my strip set last night. So now I have to cut it into the lengths needed for the quilts, into the quarter sections. So I have this great big pile of fabric here that has to be cut into 72-inch sections and 84-inch sections. And I have a very small space to work in. So this is how I'm managing this tiny little space that I have to work in when I have to do a lot of really big work. So this is my puzzle mat square travel cutting mat. As you can see, it's built in 12-inch squares that snap together. I have that here on the tabletop, and I'm just gonna, to keep this really accurate, because I really need these cuts to be very, very straight and perpendicular to the sides, I'm taping the edge of the strip set to the mat. And one of the ways that I make sure that my strip sets are really straight is I tear my strips so that I know that the fabric is on grain. And that is the easiest way to get the fabric as straight as possible when I'm cutting strips. And I know some of you, in classes when I do this, I have people kind of freak out that I'm ripping fabric. But honestly, I've never had it go wrong. It's just fabric works that way. So you can trust the ripping. It's not going to go diagonal on you. Just start with a good nick in the edge of the fabric. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taped this out, and I made sure that I've taped it even with the lines so that actually I just realized that I did this prematurely. What I was meaning to do, and I got distracted because I was talking, this is what I'm going to do in a minute. But right now I'm going to measure this out into an 84-inch length, because my dad is 6'4" and I want a nice long quilt for him. So here's my measuring tape, and I'm just going to measure out 24 inches. That's 2 feet. And since that's all the space I have, I'm just going to put a piece of tape here and just remind myself that I'm measuring from the left side of the tape. And then I'm going to measure another 24 inches. Where's my strip here? Okay, 24 inches from that tape is right here. Now I'm going to move that over here and move it over. Oops, there went the whole. And then another 24 inches from that, working from the left side of the tape. There's my 24 inches right there. That's 72, and I need another 12 inches past that. Again, left side of the tape. So 12 more inches will give me 84. There's my cutting line right there. Mark that with tape. And now I'm ready to take my strip to the cutting mat. So as you saw me do earlier, and I'm going to do it again, you can see I did some ripping out there, so I got some threads in the way. Just get those out of the way. I'm just going to take, this is just painter's tape. I use painter's tape in my studio a lot. It's just handy for so many things. I use it for pinning. I use it for marking rulers. As you can see, I'm using it for stabilizing my fabric so that it's square on my cutting mat. Now I'm going to go over to the other side, do the same thing over here. Okay, and I'm ready to cut. So I've shown this before, but I'll just mention it again because I travel a lot. Oh, there's my dad's cuckoo clock. Because I travel a lot, everything that I travel with has to be compact and packable. And I love my folding my folding ruler for that reason. Now you can see my ruler's a little bit short here, but that's not a problem. I'll just take another ruler. I'm on the 7.5-inch mark over here, so I'm going to put this ruler on the 7.5-inch mark there and just swing this ruler over so I know it's straight. And I'm ready to cut. And that is how I make perfectly perpendicular cuts across the strip set for my quarter sections, and how I handle a large mother strip in a very small space.